Thank you, Gabby. Welcome, everyone. I'm Karen Gobb, a member of the Leadership Medina County Lead Institute class of 2025. We're actually graduating soon, which is really exciting. Thank you for joining us today. And this is our last session of the Nonprofit Lunch and Learn series. Today's program is made possible by a number of civic-minded organizations. We'd like to take a moment to thank them. Westfield and Westfield Bank, Automation Tool and Die, Cleveland Clinic Medina Hospital, Sandridge Crafted Foods, Eco Manufacturing, Revolution Trucking, Huntington National Bank, and the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank you to those sponsors for leading the way and bringing conversations like these to life. We really appreciate you. Today, we have three fantastic local organizations to highlight: Feeding Medina County, the Medina County Community Foundation, and Buckeye's Mission and Sanctuary.
Oh, really?
Since we only have an hour together, we'll share the speaker's bio in the chat, so you can click through that if you'd like. If you have any questions during the sessions, you can go ahead and put those in the chat. We're going to wait till the end of the session, and we'll have time to ask all of the speakers questions at that time. First up today, please welcome Janet Newcomer from Feeding Medina County. Janet?
Karen, thank you. Thank you very much. And to everyone who is here today, I'm absolutely delighted to be a part of this program. Feeding Medina County is really appreciative of this chance to highlight our work. As I'm looking at some of the names, I'm seeing some names that I'm very familiar with. So, and I think it's kind of ironic that we're going to be spending a little bit of time talking about food during lunchtime. So the humor in that is not lost on me. And I hope you're all having good, nutritious lunches today during this time together. My bio is included in there. I wanted to talk just a little bit about my work in food insecurity and what brought me to Feeding Medina County, just briefly. In 2019, I went to work for an international hunger relief organization called Rise Against Hunger. And I had, maybe like many of you, been aware that there were countries where food insecurity was a significant problem. That really brought that experience at Rise Against Hunger brought that front and center to me. And then the pandemic happened, and like many of us across Northeastern Ohio and really across the country, I saw the long lines of cars of people waiting for food from food banks. And it really put the problem of food insecurity at a local level front and center as far as I was concerned. And so I had the opportunity then to join the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank, and I was excited to be able to do that, to focus my efforts more on people here in Northeastern Ohio. Next month, I'll celebrate 1 year at Feeding Medina County. I am a lifelong Medina County resident, and it's really, really very exciting and very humbling to me to be a part of this community and to be leading our efforts to fight hunger. The slide that you're looking at right now talks about some statistics and what our mission is. You know, we think of Medina County as a great place to live, evidenced by the fantastic organizations that Karen listed as sponsoring this series, as representative of the companies and the organizations that many of you work for or volunteer at. It is a great place to live, but unfortunately, we see food insecurity in Medina County. I know that seems just absolutely remarkable, but it is true. And the sad part is the numbers, those are numbers from 2024. In just these first 3.5 months of 2025, we're seeing an increase in those numbers. And that's both sad and scary to me because of everything else that's happening in our world. It's also kind of reassuring to me that people see us as a stable organization that they can turn to and that they have confidence that we will be able to help them. And that's part of the message that I want to deliver today, is that we take our role very, very seriously. We are one of 15, 16 food pantries in Medina County that are members of the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank. We are the largest of those organizations. We serve more people, we have more people turning to us, and we do a number of things to help support those smaller pantries. And we only do that because we're only able to do those things because we have a tremendous volunteer corps of over 300 active volunteers. That lets us punch way above our weight because there's only, from a staffing perspective, there's only 5 of us. So when we dig a little deeper into the numbers, you'll see that there's no way that 5 people can meet all of the need across the county that we're doing. It's only because of our volunteers. And we are always looking for more volunteers. We always have new volunteer opportunities that come up. And I'll talk about those as we move along and talk specifically about some of the programs that we have. One of the other things that I want to emphasize, and you see here in this photograph, kind of front and center photograph of some fresh produce. One of the goals that we have is not just to give people food, but to make sure that we're giving people nutritious food. And 25% of what we distribute, we want it to be fresh produce. We are fortunate that we are able to meet and exceed that goal on a monthly basis, but it is a very important goal to us. We don't want to give someone just 1 or 2 items and send them on their way. We want to give them groceries that they can prepare a meal with, and we want to give them nutritious food. Thankfully, we have some fantastic partners that help us in this. I want to give a shout out to the Medina County Park District and to Hope Recovery. The Brown Trump Estate on Route 18 on Washington, just past the hospital, is where we have our community garden. The first year that we had that garden, it produced for our distribution 1,000 pounds of produce. Last year, we received over 2,000 pounds of produce, and we are doubling the size of the garden. And we are looking for 4,000 pounds of produce this coming year. We're really excited about that. And I think it's a great representation of what we're able to do. All organizations are able to accomplish by working together. We could not do this alone. We need the land from the Medina County Park District. We need the volunteers from Hope Recovery. And we need the support of the community and community partners. Boyert's Greenhouse is a great partner with us in this particular project. I want to make sure to give them a mention because the role that they play in making that happen is absolutely crucial. And obviously, 2,000 pounds of produce, that's over a ton of food. That makes a significant difference to the people who come to us for food. So Gabby, if you would please move to the next slide, I would appreciate it. And we'll talk a little bit about what we like to call the big picture. And that is, how do we fight hunger in Medina County? Who's coming to us? What do we do? And how many people are we helping to serve? I mentioned, what a great place Medina County is, but that we still see hunger here. On average, we see a family coming to us 5 times within the course of a year. And then we may not see them again for 6, 7 years, and then we may see them again. But we've noticed this past year, we're seeing a lot of new folks. When I talk about the increases in the numbers that we have, a very high percentage of that is people who have never turned to us before for help with food. That says that the high cost of groceries and economic uncertainty is hitting people across the board. We serve on a monthly basis with all of our programs over 4,000 individuals each and every month. And I talked about last year some of those first-time clients, over 4,100 first-time clients. And you can see almost 250,000 meals provided across our county during the year last year. When you stop and think about it, those are really scary numbers. How do we do that? We do that through our emergency pantry. If you don't have food, you can reach out to us and we will give you food. We can almost always do same day appointments at our emergency pantry. If you have a transportation barrier and you live within 10 miles of us and you don't have access to transportation, don't have anyone who can bring you for food, we can arrange through DoorDash and a partnership with the Akron Canton Regional Food Bank. We can arrange to deliver food to your home, to you, twice a month, 2 times a month, shelf-stable food and fresh produce. We have a program that we do called Staples for Seniors that we do in collaboration with the Medina Metropolitan Housing Authority and their low-income senior housing, where we deliver shelf-stable food and fresh produce to those facilities once a month. Our most widely known program is the Weekenders for Children program, and we do that in collaboration with the schools. A big shout out and a big thank you to every school district across the county. Every school district participates in this program. Every Head Start program in the county participates in it. We're in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, schools across the county, and that is the bag of food that is packed by us, our volunteers on Tuesdays, delivered to the schools, and then on Fridays distributed to the kids who are participating in the free and reduced lunch programs at the schools. We package almost 1,100 bags every single week. I want to take just a moment and let that number sink in. That's a lot of bags packed for school kids every single week. I mentioned earlier that we're a partner agency of the Akron Canton Regional Food Bank. We're one of 8 counties that they serve. There is no partner agency, and they have over 620 of them. There's no partner agency in the entire 8-county area that provides more bags for kids than Feeding Medina County does. So that tells you how significant those numbers are. We do what we refer to as pantry deliveries. Many of you have seen our large 27-foot refrigerated box truck. We take that truck to Akron 3 times a week to pick up food, and we also deliver food to the other pantries throughout Medina County. We probably have the largest vehicle of any one of our other sister pantries, and we're happy to pick up food for them from Akron Canton and deliver it to them at no cost. And you can see those numbers, over 500,000 pounds of food transported across the county, bringing it back from the food bank and delivering it to the other pantries. We're happy to do that. We think it's important to be a good community partner, and that's one way that we do that. And then, of course, there's our food distribution program, which is, again, probably one of our more widely recognized programs. I tell people if it's Thursday, Feeding Medina County is giving away food somewhere in Medina County. This coming week, tomorrow, we'll be in Wadsworth. We rotate between Lodi, Brunswick, Medina County at the fairgrounds, and Wadsworth. We also rotate the times to make ourselves as accessible to people as possible. If you'd move to the last slide, please. This gives you an idea of some of those volunteer opportunities that I talked about, and talks about the different programs that we have. We need between 15 and 20 volunteers each time we do one of our programs, whether it be the weekend bag packing, the Staples for Seniors packing, emergency pantry restocking, or food distributions. We need groups and individuals. So if you're an individual and you're looking to give back to your community, we provide lots of different days of the week, lots of different times. If your company is interested in doing a group project, please reach out to us. If you are interested as an individual, you can go on our website and you can register to become a volunteer, and then pick the volunteer opportunity that works best for you. Most of our opportunities, our volunteer times are 2 hours. So it's easy to incorporate us into the rest of your day. Our volunteers are absolutely crucial to what we do. As I said, those numbers that I talked about, just the 5 of us, we could not manage that alone. So we are proud to be a partner with so many different groups in Medina County. We think it exemplifies the best of Medina County, how we all collaborate together. And then if you'd move to the last slide, please. Here you see some examples of our distributions and what it's like to give away food. The note that you see in the center there was handed to us, handed to me at our one of our Lodi distributions in February. And it was written by a little boy who was sitting in the back seat of his car with his mom waiting for food. And when we handed some food to him, he in turn handed that note to us. We serve the young, we serve the elderly, and we serve working families. And the gratitude that is expressed by this little boy in writing this note and handing it to us is really something that I want to extend to everyone who has supported us, whether it be giving money at Harvest for Hunger, at the Register campaign that's going on right now, whether it be participating in a food drive, whether it be making a donation to us, whether it be coming and volunteering. On behalf of those 4,000 people that we help every single month, Mason has said it best. Thank you all for your support, and thank you for this opportunity to talk about our work today.
Thank you so much, Janet. That was perfect. You were right on time. Good job.
Thank you.
Up next, please welcome Barbara Dzur. She's from the Medina County Community Foundation. Barbara?
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Leadership Medina County for the opportunity to present information about the Medina County Community Fund. By day, I am the Economic Development and Marketing Manager for the City of Medina. And it's a great job because Medina really sells itself. So I'm very proud also to be a founding member of Leadership Medina County. I want to qualify that by saying I was 12 at the time. I'm also a graduate of the Signature Program. I'm also a graduate of Leadership Ohio, and I'd like to put in a plug for that. Any of you who have gone through the Signature Program with Medina, I would strongly recommend that you at least explore Leadership Ohio, because all of the things that are good about what you learn from Leadership Medina County are also really good about what you learn for the state of Ohio. And so that's just my very short plug for that. I'm here today because, as Gabby said, I'm on the board for the Medina County Community Foundation. And so our place here is a little bit different. Okay, don't move the slides unless I tell you. Okay. A little bit different than the other nonprofits you'll be hearing from. We don't provide a service like Feeding Medina County or Buckeye's mission. The foundation is the philanthropic arm for Medina County now. It began in 1993 as the Medina County Community Fund. It was founded by two very successful Medina County businessmen, CPA Nabi Lewandowski and developer Jack Holland. He's Jeff's dad. They wanted to leave a legacy that would give back to the people of Medina County. And so they started the fund. The fund accepted donations and held fundraisers, much the way you do. And all of the money was reinvested into the community through our annual grants program. For 29 years, the fund was an affiliate of the Akron Community Foundation. Over the years, we worked to build up the fund so that we might separate from ACF and become a standalone foundation. And so I shout out to Lori Jaworski, who's attending today. Lori was on the actual last community fund board before it became a foundation in 2023. Okay, that will start with this slide now. We are, just like the other nonprofits, tax exempt. We're a philanthropic foundation supported by long-term goals that you can see here. We do, when we separated from the fund, we brought along three other funds with us. And we have had an additional 6 funds either leave Akron and join us, or brand new funds which have been established for Medina County. We support a broad interest and the residents of Medina County. All of our grants must be used to serve residents. We are also providing a leadership role in the community. Most of you know that there's now a nonprofit collaborative that meets monthly because many of our nonprofits are in danger of losing funding for one reason or another. And so we meet on a regular basis, and I think are going to become pretty active in lobbying to save the funding that comes to the county. We also deal with issues that come up in the county, and a lot of what we do with our grants will be driven by the issues that we see are occurring in the county. Next slide. The most important thing about our leaving Akron and becoming a separate foundation is that now all of the money stays in Medina County. Everyone on our leadership team lives in Medina County. The investment arm
Meeting is being recorded.
is local. The office is local, and all the grants stay in the county and must be used for county residents. What we hope to do over time is build the foundation. When we left Akron, we were the only county that did not have its own foundation. You've heard of the big ones like Akron, the Cleveland Foundation, but every surrounding county had their own community foundation, and some of them have a great deal of money to work with. We hope that will happen with this foundation. That's our goal. Next slide. Okay, just a little bit about how we operate. There are several types of funds in a community foundation. An unrestricted fund, for example, a family or business sets up an unrestricted fund. The money can be used for any purpose deemed fit by the trustees of that fund. So the foundation does not make decisions on where this money is spent. The trustees for these different organizations do that. A designated fund is where the donor has set up specific conditions and has the final say over how the money is spent. Let me give you an example. One of our funds is called the Tom DeLeon Fund. Tom DeLeon used to play for the Browns. He was a center. He lived in Medina. He was a member of the Medina Police Special Unit. And when he retired from football, he became a U.S. Customs Special Agent and worked with the FBI and Homeland Security. When he passed away, his former teammates set up a fund with the then Medina County Community Fund that only donates its annual interest to the Medina County Community Foundation. So that's we get that money to use as we see fit. So our trustees will decide how that money is used. The next one is agency funds. I think an example would be a company, a family, or a person sets up a fund to help Medina County residents who need financial assistance. Then on a monthly basis, anyone who's a resident of Medina County can apply for temporary assistance. Say they need help paying for a month's rent or a mortgage payment or to get a car fixed. That particular fund then will give them the checks. And this fund actually exists. There is a fund that actually does this and gives a great deal of money out on a monthly basis to residents directly. Field of interest funds. Field of it. No. Okay, I just talked about field of interest. Let's go back to agency funds. Mr. Smith passes away and he leaves your nonprofit organization with a sizable amount of money. Rather than use it for day-to-day operations, you set up an endowment fund with us for your nonprofit with guidelines on how it can be used. And again, your trustees would decide the use of that fund. We have now 2 of those funds with us. Donor or corporate advised funds. It's a charitable investment account for the sole purpose of providing or supporting charitable organizations that you care about. Your trustees decide how and when the money will be spent. This is the fastest growing charitable giving vehicle in the U.S. today. So donor or corporate advised funds. We are going to invite all of the folks who have corporate or donor advised funds to sit on our grant committee this year. And if we don't fund a grant, perhaps it will be a funding opportunity for a donor advised fund. The last one are scholarship funds. If you go to Wayne County's foundation, they do this in a huge way. I think every scholarship that's awarded in Wayne County goes through their foundation. But if someone sets up a scholarship fund in honor of a family member, and they can be as specific as they want. For example, it can go to someone who's going to a nursing school or someone who's planning a career in music or art, or someone with the last name of Smith gets a scholarship. Just depends on what the scholarship donor sets up. That concludes my presentation. I allow time for questions if there are any.
Thank you so much, Barbara. We'll take questions at the end. So if you want to hang until Connie's finished, then we'll make sure all of you get your questions then.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Our final okay, I'll try again.
Hi,
Our final speaker is Connie Richendollar. She's from Buckeye's Mission and Sanctuary. Connie, I think we can hear you, so take it away.
Oh, good. Thank you. I am actually sitting in the parking lot in the basement of a building because I'm actually at work today and took some time out to talk about this. And before I start, I want to say thank you to everybody for having me. This is really a great opportunity, and we're very grateful to be able to talk about our organization. Um, Okay, let's see the slides. So Buckeye's missions with the S and Sanctuary. Buckeye's mission is a nonprofit organization. We do rescue work. Buckeyes, and there's also Buckeye's Mission 2, which is a full profit, which I will talk about later, which is it is set up to help Buckeye's mission the rescue. And there's also Buckeye's Sanctuary, which is, again, it's a private property, but it is used for the dogs that do not have any family. So we do not euthanize any dogs. Any dog cannot be adopted for whatever aggression, whatever. We have placed. Gabby, if you want to advance the slide. So I'll touch briefly earlier about Buckeye's mission. Buckeye's mission itself is a 501c3 dog rescue nonprofit. And then we also set Buckeye's Mission 2 as a for-profit to assist Buckeye's mission and all the revenues from our pet service.
Uh-oh, I think we might have lost you, Connie.
So that's why we set up. I'm sorry, my connection is in and out. Can everyone hear me okay?
We can now, thank you.
Okay, so anyway, so Buckeye's Mission 2 is set up as a for-profit. All the revenues from our services go back to fund our rescue. And I was talking about the reason why we have to set it up as a for-profit is because if you set it up as a nonprofit, we cannot dictate how much we have to charge for a service. Everything is donation only. So if somebody comes in and boards their dog for 30 days, it's a for-profit, you can't pay $500 boarding for 30 days. Just give $50 for 30 days. Because of that, we turn it into a for-profit, so that way we can actually dictate how much we charge, so that we actually taking that money and putting it back into the rescue. And then I talk a little bit about Buckeye Sanctuary. It is where rescues wait for at homes. Next slide. So the rescue mission, our rescue mission. So we pull dogs from all different avenues. Mostly product shelters where dogs. We actually look at the individual list every owners. It's very because that day you have all these dogs that you know are good dogs. The list, a shelter just have any room for them, and they drop off by the hundreds of.
I think your connection went out again, Connie. We're not able to hear you. Are you still with us, Connie?
Again, it's not a cookie cutter thing. We dog. We spend time evaluating the dogs to understand here aggression, that we need to worry about. We trainers on site, we work with them until they are ready and we feel comfortable about adopting them. We put them up for adoption. Not before then, no. We'll work with the dog for as long as we need to. We have dogs currently that have been at for 2 years, 5 years, for a year and a half. These are dogs that we probably would be able to adopt out but it's okay because they have a home with us and they will never have any risk of being euthanized. So our rescue vision, this is what we want to do. Now, rescue work is a very sad thing. Every day is the same thing. You put dogs from shelters, you take in strays, you take in dogs that barely want to go on. That will never stop. This was 50 years ago. It's probably the same way 50 years later. What we want to do in Buckeye's mission is to change all that. We would like to change it with education. We would like to educate the public. What we do is in the summer, we organize um, seminars for families to come, and we educate them. We teach them about basic dog behaviors, basic body language with the dogs. So this way, they can look at their dog and be able to recognize that, hey, my dog's uncomfortable in certain situations. What is my dog trying to tell me? And they can be a little bit proactive and understand, so that way they don't have to, with a drop of a button, if the dog does something wrong, it's right to take the dog to the shelter. So what we like to do with education, not just public, but we would like to do education with schools as well. So we are in the process of talking with some Medina schools about maybe having some kind of a extra curriculum work where we can actually go in and talk about how we can better recognize dogs' body language and body behavior, so that way we can help them starting young. Hopefully, 50 years from now, they can educate their kids and we will have a better world for the dogs. Right now, it's still very, very sad. And it goes to number two, where, if you educate the people, they understand their dogs better. So there's less chance for the people to surrender their dogs. They can surrender by dropping the dogs off to the shelter at Buckeyes or anywhere else. Sometimes they just let their dogs go and run the streets. It's very sad, but it happens. We also want to be able to offer free vaccinations to the families that cannot afford it. Vaccines are very important because without vaccination, the dogs can get sick. They are exposed to other forms of diseases. And if the dogs get sick, the families are not going to be able to afford care for the dogs. And then, of course, they take the dog to the shelter. So if we are able to provide free vaccines to the family, hopefully they can eliminate the problem or at least reduce the problem. The last thing we would like to see as a vision is to offer financial assistance, just like what Barbara was talking about. We want to be able to help the families who are not able to afford vet care for their dogs. Right now, we still do it. I actually work full time, and in addition to doing my rescue and the and Buckeye's mission to the service, 100% of my income goes back into the rescue. And we have families that reach out to us. Sometimes they have dogs that are in vet care they couldn't afford. They will reach out and they say, hey, we're $500 short, could you help me? Yes, we can. Brunswick Animal Hospital is another one. Anybody who's in there, they cannot afford their care, they have the people reach out to Buckeyes for financial assistance, and sometimes depending on what the situation is, we help them as well. Gabby, next one. Buckeye's mission 2, this is the for-profit part. Again, is now taking care of dogs, come to Buckeyes for boarding, for dinner, for whatever. Our mission is healthy and fun place for dogs. We have play groups. We have speakers of enclosed dogs can play. Now, our play groups are very small. We don't have like 50, 60 dogs in the play group because that is just unsafe. It's like asking for a dog fight to happen. So we keep it really slow, very small, and we rotate out our groups. Again, our value is pretty much the same. Create fun activities for the dog. Again, our vision here is to generate.
Connie, you have cut out again, so sorry, we aren't able to hear you. If you try maybe turning off your video, and if you're logged in with multiple devices.
I can't turn off the video
This
because
meeting is being recorded.
in the event that my computer goes off. I'm sorry.
Okay. It looks like you're logged in. maybe with the laptop and your phone. I think that's what's causing the echo.
Yeah, if I turn off my phone, okay. Hopefully we get to next slide.
Much better. Thank you.
Also for the vision, we just want to talk about, we also want to educate the public on the ethical treatment of animals in general. Right now, we notice that people are not treating their dogs very well, and we would like to be able to change that in the future. Buckeye Sanctuary is a 2.2, almost 3 acres where our dogs, you know, we take care of other people's dogs. They have the outside yard to play, and our rescues get to enjoy that as well. And they also stay there until they find their homes. Next slide, Gabby. We have rescued over 500 stray dogs, dog shelters, and surrender doors have opened 9 years ago in 2016. Next slide, Gabby. So how can you support, how can the public support Buckeye's missions? Next slide. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can come and join our services. You can board your dog at Buckeyes. You can bring your dogs for daycare, grooming, training, because all the revenue goes right back to the rescue. So actually, you are helping rescue by coming to services. We do not receive any government funding, so we are proud.
Okay, I think we've lost connection again. This is a great slide that we can see how we can support Connie and Buckeye's mission and sanctuary. Are you back with us, Connie?
Yes, I'm back. Sorry.
That's okay.
Next slide, please. You can be a volunteer at Buckeyes too. And here's my name. I founded Buckeyes 10 years ago when I had my first pit bull. I had a very young child at the time. He was a year old, and everyone's telling me, "Oh, don't get a pit bull. What are you thinking? You are just a responsible mom." Blah blah blah. I had it from friends, from family members, but you know what? He turns out to be the best dog I ever had. Best dog. I only had him for 6 months. He died of cardiac arrest, which I didn't know he even had any health issues. Yes, I only had him for 6 months. I found him, went to work one day, came home, and he was dead. So, anyways, because of that, I felt that okay, maybe I have to do something to advocate for his kind, for the pit bulls, and that's why I started. The reason why I started Buckeyes. Is as I said, Ross, he, especially as a marketing person, reach out to him for any kind of fundraising activities or donations, or even just to be a volunteer. And the next slide, please, Gabby. Here's our wish list on Amazon. We have a lot of wish lists, mostly the cleaning supplies, because go through cleaning supplies like crazy. Every dog that comes through as they leave, we disinfect the area. Any dogs that board with us as they leave, we disinfect the area. As we rotate the play groups, we disinfect the area before the next play group comes out, because we cannot risk having any diseases. Diseases is even if your dogs is fully vaccinated, they can still catch something. So it's very difficult. We have to make sure that we stay on top of things and are vigilant. So cleaning supplies, definitely 100% on top of our wish list. On Chewy as well, mostly treats, dog food, again, cleaning supplies. Ways to donate. If you want to do monetary donations, we have Venmo and you have PayPal. But if you do PayPal, we ask that you do friends and family only, because if you any other ways, they take out a portion of it, just like credit card for processing fee. And it's just a lot. Like if you add everything up, we can actually get like a bag of food for all the processing fees. And just to let you guys know, we go through about 6 bags of food every 4 days. That's how many dogs we have, and how many 4 to 5 bags of food every 4 or 5 5 days, and it is about $300 each time. So you can just do the math, and that's how much money we spend on food. And the food that we have is actually better than average, because not knowing what the history of these dogs are, we don't want to feed them crappy food with like high fat content and all that kind of stuff. The food that we give them is actually rated on the average 4.5 out of 5. We want to make sure they get the proper nutrients, so that way, for growth, for mental stimulation and all that kind of stuff, that's important too. I'm sorry, I'm at 12:45. This is a wrap for me. I think any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Connie. And thank you, Terry, for the suggestion. We did put the links for your wish list items for Amazon and Chewy and other ways to donate into the chat. So if anyone would like to access those, that'll be an easy way to do that. We appreciate you sticking with us, Connie, even though we had some technical challenges. So thanks for working through that.
I mean, no, thank you.
At this time, we'll open it up for questions for any of our speakers. So if you have questions for Janet, for Barbara, or for Connie, you can either put those in the chat or come off mute and ask yourself. No questions?
I have a question.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got all these things going on at the same time. So, Connie, where is Buckeye Mission located? Where is your rescue located?
So we're in a corner of Center and Substation Road.
Okay, I've driven by there a million times. I think I know where you are.
Yeah.
It's so good to hear like what's going on behind those closed doors. That's great
Yes.
stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Any other questions? Our three speakers, any last thoughts or action items you want to encourage the group with?
Gabby, if I could just, for all the nonprofits that are on today, our grant season will open May 1st. There will be an online grant form to fill out on the foundation's website, and all grants are due by June 15th.
Excellent. Thank you, Barbara. Well, Janet, Barbara, Connie, thank you so much for sharing all of your incredible work with us today and spending your lunch hour with us. This concludes our three-part series. If you missed any of the sessions, videos are available on the Leadership Medina County website. In addition, applications are currently open for our next Lead Institute and Signature program, and those can also be found on the website. We have a poll that's going to pop up if it hasn't already. If you wouldn't mind, please share your feedback with us. We would appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.